This is the guy who invented the Smackoff dynasty. He is your 1999, 2003, 2005, 2006, and 2007 Smackoff champion. He made his first call into the main event at Smackoff 4 in 1998. And right now, he is every bit as dangerous as he was then. And that was 25 years ago. Today, he has a chance to tie the BIC with his 6th Smackoff crown. You already know who I'm talking about. It is the Cablinasian, Shawnee. Shawnee, it's great to have you back. What's up?
I'm doing great, Jim. How you doing, man?
Good, dude. Good.
It's good to be back in. I got my bucket of chicken. I got my cardiologist here. I'm good to go. I'm ready for the annual stab at $5,000, or as Jeff in Richmond calls it, Jim, generational wealth, Jim. Jeff, you're like, why do people talk about Brad in such glowing terms? Which, by the way, is a totally fair question. But my question to you is still, why do you talk like that? Like, why? That can't feel good. I'm so sorry you got dropped on your head as a kid, man. I'm so sorry. Now, quick reminder, for everyone going after my guy Nick Caserio, okay, the dude worked 100 hours a week for 20 years for Bill Belichick. He had Deshaun Watson bail on him 5 minutes after he landed in Houston. He worked in the same building with Aaron Hernandez for 4 years. I'm guessing that someone named Brad making fun of him on the radio doesn't really register for him. Sorry. Also, Nick is probably a cyborg who's at least 3 software patches away from feeling anger or remorse. So it's all just a big waste of time, Bradley, just like you. Look, when you work for the Patriots, Jim, you see some things, man. Like that story this week of some scrub from the Patriots like a decade ago saying that he would routinely see Gronk passed out in the trainer's room on mornings of games after partying the night before. And I'm like, yeah, of course he was. A, he's Gronk. B, the bar of acceptable behavior in the Patriots tight end room back then was just don't murder people. I often imagine, Jim, what the conversations were like between Gronk and Aaron Hernandez when they'd arrive at the facility. Like, hey, man, what'd you do last night? Like, I drank tequila through a stripper's butt crack. How about you? Oh, me? Oh, I shot up an underground poker room. Oh, cool. Family on 3. 1, 2, 7. Family. Thoughts and prayers. Hey, thoughts and prayers to the passengers on the Titan submarine. You go searching for the wreckage of the Titanic, and all you get to see was Alex Manoah's baseball career. That's terrible. Oh, and speaking of full-figured athletes, Zion Williamson, who would have guessed that Chunky Z's body would be breaking down at age 22? This dude got drafted in 2019, and he's played like the equivalent of like 2 weekend AAU tournaments in the NBA. And, of course, now he's got every corner of the Internet coming at him claiming he fathered their child. So at least we know one body part still works on old Zion Fertillianson. Dude, it's okay to order the entire right side of the menu at Morton's. It's not okay to order the whole right side of the menu on Instagram. By the way, props to the A's fans trying to keep their baseball team from moving. I respect it. Your reverse boycott was amazing. 27,000 fans showing up at a 63,000-seat stadium. 40% capacity. That'll show them. Look, A's fans, I like you, all 15 of you. But the only people impressed with doing your job at 40% efficiency are the post office, the DMV, and evidently Mrs. in Corona. Which brings me to today, Jim. Jim, as I was pondering, sitting there last night going, okay, what am I gonna say tomorrow? What am I gonna talk about? My wife pops on this Netflix documentary called Chimp Empire. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Different tribes of chimps coexisting in the African jungle somewhere, and boom, there it was. The Jim Rome Show, The Jungle. It is Chimp Empire. Jim, it's incredible. You've got these chimps. Let's call them Les and Brad, and they're grooming each other, and they're picking bugs out of the other guy's back hair, smelling each other's fingers. You've got all 10 chimps named Mark. That's how many Marks there are in this, right, Jim? There's like 10. They're all playing grab ass with each other. They even had an alpha chimp who'd clearly been busted in the head too many times. Let's just call him Chael. And he had this cute little baby chimp named Mike and Indy wrapped around his leg. Did I think it was weird that there was a chimp named Mike and Indy on this thing? Sure, I did. Definitely weird. So I'm sure many of you are going to say, nice analogy, Sean. Which chimp are you? Bro, I'm the only human being in this damn place. I am the narrator. Always have been, always will be, describing what rancid, drooling, disturbing specimens you all are. And so I will close with this. Let me be clear about one thing. I am perfectly fine with every other caller today or yesterday or Monday or every day mentioning my waistline, my hairline, and definitely my testosterone sponsorship, mensclinic.com. 5 locations throughout Houston, all with a lab on site. I'm totally fine with it. If we can just acknowledge there is not one good-looking person participating in the Smackoff, not one. There are barely any good-looking people that listen to this show. I've been to like a dozen tour stops. I've seen what you all look like. Women do not view tour stops, or the Smackoff for that matter, as a, quote, target-rich environment. There's not a woman out there taking the old Sports Illustrated article about the jungle into the bathroom, putting a sock on the door because she needs some alone time with Raider Mike or Ira Craig. Little known fact, a Smackoff contestant dies of heart disease every 48 seconds. The reason not all the Smackoff invites make it on the air isn't because Jim runs out of time. It's because he runs out of contestants. So what I would ask, as you cackle at whatever fat and bald jokes Brad's Googled for this year, is to take a good hard look in the mirror. Not the way Brad does, where he pops a Viagra and then stands there naked for 4 hours staring at himself, but less longingly and with great introspection, and know that you're all bald, you're all hideous, you just don't do this nearly as good as I do. Happy 4th of July, losers.
My dude, Shawnee, the first ever dynasty in the jungle, and as I mentioned, he has lost nothing. Not any weight. Just kidding, Sean. Great job, dude. Awesome call. Awesome call. That's what he does. Not only does he do that, he does it effortlessly. He makes it look easy. He makes it seem easy. And I think for him, it is easy. Good job having your guy Nick's back, too. I like that. I liked everything about that call. Shawnee. All right, so is he going to run down the BIC? Where do you slot him? Where do you put Shawnee right now? The original dynasty. Appreciate you, Sean. Good job.